When your cat curls up beside you night after night, it can feel like the simplest thing in the world. A warm little body, a soft rhythm of breathing, the quiet comfort of sharing a bed. Most people smile, maybe take a picture, and think it's just a cute habit. But that small moment carries a meaning far deeper than most owners ever realize. Cats are creatures that guard themselves carefully. Even the most affectionate cat carries instincts shaped by thousands of years of survival. When they sleep, they become vulnerable. Their senses dull, their reaction time slows, and the world around them fades into the background. In nature, that vulnerability can be dangerous. Because of that, wild cats rarely sleep openly. They hide in dense places, tucked away where predators cannot reach them easily. Now think about what your cat does every night. Instead of disappearing into a quiet corner of the house, instead of choosing a secluded hiding place, they walk straight toward you. They jump onto the bed, circle once or twice, and settle down beside a creature far larger than they are, a human who moves unpredictably, breathes loudly, and could easily disturb them at any moment. Yet they choose that spot anyway. That decision tells a story about how your cat sees you. To them, sleeping near you isn't simply about comfort, it's about trust. Real trust. The kind of trust that only appears when an animal feels completely safe. When your cat presses against you or curls near your legs, they are lowering every guard they have. They are saying, in the quiet language cats understand, that this place is safe enough for them to rest without fear. But the meaning doesn't stop there. If you watch closely, you'll notice that cats rarely sleep randomly beside someone. They choose positions carefully. Some settle near your feet, others by your chest, and a surprising number prefer the space close to your head. Each position reflects something about the relationship you share with them. A cat that sleeps at your feet may be keeping a little distance while still staying connected to your presence. A cat that stretches along your side may want full physical contact. And a cat that curls beside your head is choosing the spot where your scent and breathing are strongest. They are surrounding themselves with signals that remind them they belong there. To a human, these differences might seem small. To a cat, they are meaningful decisions. Every movement and every sleeping spot reflects how secure they feel with you. And here's the fascinating part. Once a cat forms this nightly habit, it rarely happens by accident. Cats repeat behaviors that bring them comfort. If they return to your bed every night, it means that moment has become one of the most reassuring parts of their routine. In their mind, your presence has become tied to rest, safety, and calm. That is why so many cats slowly drift closer over time. At first, they might stay near the edge of the bed. Weeks later, they move closer. Eventually, they may curl directly against you, as if there were never any distance at all. It is a quiet progression that mirrors the way trust grows. As that quiet ritual repeats, night after night, something even more fascinating begins to happen. Something most owners never notice. Your cat isn't just sleeping beside you. They're slowly weaving you into their world in a way that goes far beyond simple affection. Cats experience the world heavily through scent. While humans rely mostly on sight, cats build their understanding of safety, territory, and relationships through smell. Hidden along a cat's cheeks, forehead, paws, and the base of their tail are scent glands that release subtle chemical signals. Every time your cat rubs their head against you, brushes past your legs, or presses their body into your side before settling down, they are leaving traces of that scent behind. To us, it feels like a gentle nudge or a small sign of affection. To your cat, it is communication. When your cat chooses to sleep next to you, those scent exchanges become stronger. As they breathe, stretch, and shift during the night, their scent spreads across the blankets, the pillows, and most importantly, you. At the same time, your scent spreads onto them. Over many nights, something remarkable forms, a shared scent profile. In the natural world, cats that belong to the same colony often share a common scent. It acts like a silent password that signals familiarity and belonging. Members of the same group recognize it instantly. When your cat repeatedly sleeps beside you, they are slowly blending their scent with yours until you carry a version of the same signal. In their mind, that shared scent marks you as part of their trusted circle. This is also why some cats seem so determined to reset that connection when you come home from somewhere new. If you've ever returned from work, a trip, or even a visit to someone else's house and noticed your cat sniffing you intensely or rubbing against you repeatedly, you were witnessing that process. You smell different. Strange places and unfamiliar people have layered new scents onto you, and your cat immediately notices the change. Their instinct is to restore the familiar scent they associate with safety. And one of the most powerful ways they do that is by returning to their favorite nighttime ritual. Curling up beside you allows them to re-establish that shared identity again. Over time, that ritual becomes deeply meaningful. It is not just about where your cat sleeps. It is about reinforcing a bond every single night in a language that doesn't require words. But scent is only one part of the story. There is another instinct quietly influencing where your cat chooses to rest. Even though modern house cats spend their days lounging in sunlight and chasing toys across the floor, the instincts of their wild ancestors still shape many of their behaviors. Deep inside every domestic cat is the mind of a small predator that survived by staying alert and aware of its surroundings. That instinct never fully disappears. When your cat chooses to sleep beside you, they are also positioning themselves within the environment in a way that makes sense to their survival instincts. Watch closely, and you may notice something interesting. Many cats settle in positions where they can face the doorway or observe movement within the room. Even while resting, a part of their awareness remains active, quietly monitoring the space around them, and that watchful instinct leads to one of the most surprising truths about why your cat chooses your bed in the first place. In their mind, they are not only seeking safety. In a strange way, they may also believe they are helping protect you. It might sound unbelievable at first. After all, your cat is small, soft, and spends half the day asleep in sunbeams. But instinct doesn't measure size the way humans do. In the animal world, protection often comes from awareness rather than strength. Cats evolved as both hunters and survivors. Even the most relaxed house cat still carries that dual awareness in their instincts. When they sleep beside you, part of their mind registers the room, the doorway, and the surrounding sounds. If you have ever noticed your cat suddenly lifting their head at the faintest noise while you remain completely asleep, you have seen this instinct in action. They are wired to notice subtle changes in the environment. A shifting floorboard, a distant sound, the movement of air near a door. Those signals trigger their alert system instantly. To them, sharing a sleeping space means sharing responsibility for awareness. This is why the location your cat chooses on the bed can feel strangely intentional. A cat sleeping near your feet may be positioned where they can quickly move if something changes in the room. A cat resting along your side may feel they are guarding the center of their trusted territory. And a cat that sleeps beside your head is surrounding themselves with the strongest signals of your presence while still keeping watch over the room. These positions are not random habits. They are quiet reflections of instinct layered on top of trust. But there is another message hidden in the way cats sleep near humans. And it appears when you watch their body language closely. The posture a cat takes while sleeping beside you often reveals how deeply secure they feel in that moment. A tightly curled cat, with paws tucked under the body and the tail wrapped close, is using one of the most protective positions in the animal kingdom. This posture shields vital organs and keeps the body compact. If your cat sleeps like this beside you, it usually means they trust being near you, but still maintain a small layer of caution. They are comfortable, but part of their instinct remains guarded. Then there is the opposite position, the one that surprises many owners the first time they see it. A cat stretched out completely, legs extended, belly exposed, sometimes even rolled onto their back. In the wild, a cat would almost never expose their stomach while sleeping, unless they felt completely safe. The belly contains the most vulnerable parts of their body. Showing it openly means their survival instincts have relaxed entirely. When your cat sleeps like that beside you, they are demonstrating a level of trust that animals rarely give lightly. They believe the environment around them is secure enough to let every defense drop. Another posture tells an even subtler story. Some cats turn their back toward their owner when they settle down to sleep. At first glance, that might feel dismissive, almost like they are ignoring you. But in cat language, Turning your back can actually signal the opposite. It means they trust you so much that they do not feel the need to keep you within their line of sight. You are part of their safe space, not something they need to monitor. But perhaps the most meaningful part of this nightly ritual isn't just about where your cat sleeps or how they position their body. The deepest message appears in the quiet ways your cat begins adapting their life around yours. Cats are naturally crepuscular animals. Their instincts tell them to be most active during the dim hours of dawn and dusk, when their wild ancestors hunted small prey moving through the shadows. In theory, that schedule should rarely match a human routine. Yet something remarkable happens when cats form a strong bond with the people they live with. Slowly, almost invisibly, they begin adjusting their internal rhythm. They stay awake a little longer during the evening. They settle down earlier at night. They learn the sounds of your routine, the moment the lights dim, the subtle signals that bedtime is approaching. Over time, your cat's schedule starts mirroring your own, not because their instincts disappeared, but because their connection to you became more important than following their natural rhythm. That nightly choice to sleep beside you becomes part of that adjustment. It becomes a point where your worlds overlap. Your day ends, theirs slows down, and for a few quiet hours both of you exist in the same peaceful space. And during those hours, your cat is absorbing more information than you might imagine. Cats are incredibly sensitive to subtle changes in human behavior, your breathing patterns, your movement during sleep. Even the small shifts in your scent throughout the night all send signals your cat can detect. When you are calm, your breathing deepens and slows. Your muscles relax. Your scent remains steady. Night after night, your cat learns that pattern. It becomes their baseline for understanding you. But when something changes, they notice immediately. If you are restless, anxious, or unwell, those signals shift. Your breathing may become irregular. Your body temperature may rise. Even the scent your body releases can change slightly when stress hormones appear. Many cat owners have experienced moments when their cat suddenly becomes unusually attentive. During times of illness or emotional stress, a cat that normally sleeps quietly at the foot of the bed may move closer. A cat that usually sleeps alone may climb beside you unexpectedly. These moments are not random acts of affection. They are responses to signals your cat senses before you even realize something is wrong. Being close to you during the night gives them the clearest view of those signals. It allows them to monitor the person they trust most in their environment. And that brings us to the final piece of understanding what this behavior truly means. When a cat chooses to sleep beside you consistently, they are building a ritual of trust, familiarity, and shared safety. But if that habit suddenly disappears, it can carry meaning as well. Cats are creatures of routine. When they break a pattern they have repeated for months or years, it often reflects a change in how they feel physically or emotionally. Sometimes the reason is simple: a change in temperature, a new environment, or a shift in household activity. Other times it may signal discomfort or stress. Paying attention to these changes helps you understand your cat in the same quiet way they understand you. Because to them, that nightly choice was never small. It was a message repeated again and again without words. A message that says, in the simplest language, cats know that beside you is where they feel safest in the world.